I think I parsed your text to say that you were going to have us watch Thrones while we were chatting about this. Is that correct?
Yeah, well, so this is a spoiler cast, completely 100%. Endgame and also Game of Thrones.
And that's why it's the greatest superhero movie of all time.
He's a liar.
Which one?
That's my normal intro.
Oh. Game of Thrones is the greatest superhero movie of all time?
No, my intro is like a dumb, stupid segue.
Okay.
Yeah, he was
That's retarded.
You totally messed him up when you were like, okay, so this is, he's like,
So I just like, robot.
Oh, I wasn't starting. I just was talking.
I'm a wind up toy, and that's
You just
what
hit the wall
Yeah,
over?
I hit you hit the button and I go.
so yeah, no, I figured this is a complete spoiler cast, and after, what?
No, go ahead.
And we'll go with Endgame first, because we can't watch it readily, and we've also, it's been a while before we've seen it, and we're going to do Game of Thrones with the latest episode, spoiler cast, and I figured we would kind of skim through it as we were talking about it. Yeah.
Okay.
To kind of refresh our mind
As
on
long as I don't have to watch the Arya scene again.
No.
And I mean the from
Season
episode 2.
it. We're doing 3, though.
We're doing episode.
We're doing literally the latest one.
Okay.
Because it's been the most hyped.
Okay.
All right, so
Winter has come.
And so did I.
It's gross.
to preface this, I loved Avengers Endgame. It was fantastic. It was an awesome movie.
The fuck is wrong with
really
you?
enjoyed
As he
it.
pulls out his notebook of shit that he thinks is wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yes.
What the fuck is wrong with you?
So it has been a really long time since I've seen the movie, like probably about 15 or 20 minutes.
Oh, good. So you have a more accurate depiction of it than we do.
Yeah, and I got to go in and kind of rewatch pieces that I may have missed.
Okay.
Like the Stan Lee cameo?
Like the Stan Lee cameo, exactly like that.
We completely missed the Stan Lee cameo.
I did not.
You missed it too? Mm-hmm. See, we missed it because somebody got up and was walking out.
Gotcha. We missed it, I think, because it was like, oh, this is New Jersey. This is the last time you can go piss if you want to, and we completely missed it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's why we missed it.
They de-aged him. Like,
Really?
just like they did like everybody in the movie at some point in time or another. I'm pretty sure they used touch-up on everybody.
Probably. But did he have a big cameo? Like, he didn't have any speaking lines.
Yeah, he did.
So he was driving down the road in like a 1970s car, like a big old hoopty.
Yeah.
And on the back there was a bumper sticker that said "Nuff said," which is one of his catchphrases. And he's in the car with somebody, and they're driving by the New Jersey military base that Cap and Tony go to.
Yeah.
And he yells out the window at the gate guard, "Make love, not war," and speeds down the road.
Oh, okay.
And me being the only person in the movie theater that caught that the first time, I was like, yeah.
But they made him look like Stan Lee would have looked like in
That
1970
time.
or
Oh,
whatever.
so
Yeah.
you mean that they de-aged him that much?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
Like, what?
He still had white hair and looked ancient, but he was...
Yeah.
But they probably couldn't change him too much
He was
because then people
ancient
wouldn't
to
know
begin
who he
with.
was.
Yeah.
Like the random kid that they had at the very end, which I found out later, was the kid from Iron Man 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, he was like 8 in the
Yeah.
movie?
He was
No,
the
he was
target
so
demographic.
young.
What are you talking about?
Yeah.
He was so young, and you're like, who the fuck is this random ass
So
kid?
my question is, did he get dusted or not? So is he 5 years older than he's supposed to be? Or, 5 years younger than he's supposed to be? I would guess he did get dusted because...
You think he did?
Yeah, because...
But that's actually the same actor.
Yes, which is why I say he did get dusted. Because otherwise he'd have to be 5 years older than he is.
Oh, yeah. Maybe.
Yeah.
My biggest beef with it is the whole dusting in general. Mm-hmm. Because I understand why they did it. Because with Tony saying, hey, bring him back now, not bring him back 5 years ago or whatever, because then they'd make an alternate timeline bullshit.
And he didn't want to lose his daughter.
That.
Yeah.
But he wasn't going to lose his daughter because
He was afraid of that.
If they lost,
If
I guess.
they didn't do the re-snap the right way, then it could have unwritten the last 5 years as well.
Yeah,
Yes.
he didn't want to bring them back 5 years ago to rewrite that history.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the problem with that is everybody thought in that 5 years has mostly moved on. Yeah, they talk about a lot of people not having moved on because of that whole AA group or DA group, Dusting Anonymous, or whatever you want to call it. So it's like, hey, nobody's really moved on since then, but the world has moved on. So people coming back, don't know they left because Spider-Man said, I closed my eyes and I woke up and you weren't there.
And Doctor Strange.
And Doctor Strange is the only
5
one.
years later.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So he's the only one that knows it's been 5 years because he's already seen it happen.
Well, everybody will find out pretty quick.
Yeah, just
True.
it's basically the Scott Lang thing, right?
Yeah,
Like,
how long
woke
did he
up
take
to
to figure out it was 5 years later?
Now he didn't wake up, but you know what I mean. Like he
Yeah.
came out of the quantum realm, and like 5 years had passed, and his daughter
his
grew
daughter
10
grew,
years somehow.
Yeah, she grew like horribly too much.
That does not work out, especially since she was like 8 in Ant-Man and the Wasp, and somehow
And now she's
8
like
plus
20 or
5
something.
is 25. She looked like she was ancient compared to what she should have.
Yeah. And so it's like people have probably remarried, redating, moved on, and my biggest beef about it is the whole like high school thing.
What's wrong with that?
There is no way the whole high school got dusted.
I don't think they're going to do the whole high school. I think they're
Everybody
going
on
to do.
his trip.
Well, okay, it's just as convenient as the original 6 Avengers not getting dusted.
Here's my problem with the trip, and why I think Far From Home is a prequel to
It's
Endgame.
not.
I don't think it is.
They've already said that it takes the race right after the dusting.
Have you seen the trailer?
I've seen a trailer. You can spoil. It's fine.
Nick Fury says, "Nice to finally meet you, Spider-Man." Both of them were at the funeral. They would have already met.
Unless they changed something for the prequel because they didn't want to adjust anything for... Because there's actually a video about like all the shit that
all
they've
the stuff
lied
they've lied about. That's
about,
true too.
and so they may redo that. But a lot of people are thinking that director is just going to say, fuck it, that shit didn't happen for my movie. We're not going to address the dusting at all.
Well, you can correct me if I'm wrong since you just saw it. It very much looked like Ned didn't get dusted.
Oh, I don't think so. So I watched that very closely, and it looked like they were happy for a minute to see each other, and they kind of did their like normal handshakey thing, and then they hugged, and Ned was crying. So I feel like I think Peter explained to him what they were happy to see each other again. I guess it could go either way there. Like it could have been like it's been 5 years since I've seen you, but he hasn't aged 5
Yeah,
years.
exactly.
So
He old as shit too.
yeah.
That actor.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's my
He's
biggest
like our age. Yeah.
thing about it is the whole like people coming right out of dusting are nothing's happened and the same age and their spouses or whatever.
As
have
long
aged
as
5
they
years.
handle it, and I mean more than just, hey, look, in Far From Home, hey, look, that it's been 5 years for these people and not 5 years for these people. Like, you got to have the secondary side effects and really dig into that, you know?
Yeah.
Also, the world is like decrepit,
It is, yes.
and yet it seems like it's not decrepit. Everybody went to their jobs in their car that's molded over and horrible. It's fine. He drove it to work.
Yeah. They're on a company that may not be there anymore.
Right, yeah. They better, and I mean, I don't even know what's slated aside from, I mean, I know some of the stuff that's slated, but nothing on Earth unless Black Widow is for real, which I think part of that was
prequel.
fake, and obviously it's a prequel, but
Oh, with their movie or some shit.
They wouldn't. I don't think they would do that.
I don't think they would do it for that character for
No.
sure.
That would make a lot of people mad.
Yeah,
A lot of people who have been wanted her to be the first solo movie.
yeah. But didn't they already? I mean, they already made a Black Widow movie. It just wasn't in the MCU. I can't remember the name of it now.
What?
It was like I'll have to look it up.
Okay.
But it was a movie about a Russian spy.
Oh.
A woman.
Oh, yeah. I
So
know
what
what you're talking-
is-
it's like Red something.
Yeah, Red something. Red Sparrow?
Maybe.
All right. So what was one of the things? Because
Yeah,
we talked
Red
about it
Sparrow.
earlier. What was one of the other things that you saw that was a plot hole? We talked about it last night. Unless you're,
We talked about it last night.
well, I mean, like when we saw it.
I don't. You'll have to remind me.
One of my things is Loki. Alive or dead?
So he's alive in an alternate timeline.
Yeah, but he's dead in ours.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's the thing. So they go into this big detail. The
Uh-huh.
ancient one does about all the stones have to be back, and they are back except for the one Loki takes in 2012.
Yep.
So it's
So-
not back.
Yeah.
Well,
which means there's at least one divergent timeline.
Okay. Before we go into this, because there's the whole horrible thing of, oh, Cap just went into the past and everything's hunky-dory, because that was the easy part, is putting that shit back, which is a lie, because how the fuck do you put the Soul Stone back?
Yeah.
I mean, and saw Red
You
Skull
just tuck
again.
it back into Black Widow's pocket.
Or just do you just toss it over the edge?
Yeah.
you're like,
There you
hey, it's like, we're done using this. Haha, you suck.
I mean, like, I want to see that interaction of, what the fuck,
That
Red
would
Skull?
be an interesting movie.
I don't even think it'd have to be a movie. They could just do a quick, like,
Whatever.
one shot like they used to.
Well,
where
and
they'd
you
show-
realize how old Cap has to be at that point, too, taking it back.
I think he
'Cause-
jumped to all the
No,
different
he.
timelines.
I would assume
okay.
he jumped everywhere because he has to. Because
he can't go to space.
He can't go to space.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair play.
So here's my thing, because a lot of people are like, how did Cap get everything back to where it was? Because A, you have to put the Soul Stone back into the Tesseract, which is its own containment field because they shattered it.
You mean the space stone?
No, the blue one, the Tesseract.
You said soul stone. You meant space stone.
Yeah, the Tesseract one.
Yeah.
Like, how do you put
Yep.
that back into its own
And the
little
Mind
containment
Stone,
field?
too, has to go back in its own.
And the ether has to
In
go
the-
back into Jane Foster.
Yeah.
So here's my theory on that, because I saw somebody talking about that, like, that's horrible, like, there's no way you could do all this. I think the Reality Stone was the last one he put back. Because you can change
Do
the
you
reality
think
and
he
put
used
it.
it?
I don't think he could use it, right?
I think he might be able to use the Reality Stone.
I don't think you have to be too godly for that one. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, he's holding Mjolnir, so he's at least worthy of something. Now, I don't know how much his powers can do,
Right.
but
Oh, let's talk about that scene. Holy shit.
That was,
That was
awesome.
He held his own until Thanos got reacquainted with the new Cap.
Yeah. Yeah, that was really cool that he was able to go one-on-one. Because you see, like, in Infinity War, you know, yeah, he kind of holds him back when he's trying to punch him. He holds the glove back. But in this one, actually seeing him go for like 30 seconds toe-to-toe with Thanos was
well, especially
awesome.
with the shield.
Yeah,
and
and how
Mjolnir.
he used both of them
Yeah.
conjunctively was
Yeah.
where he threw the shield and then threw the hammer, hit, and then pushed Thanos to him. That was awesome.
That was amazing, because I was like, okay, so Thor's calling the hammer, and then all of a sudden,
I thought it was Thor also.
I did
I
too.
was like, it's not Thor.
Of course you knew.
I knew that like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
so yeah, no, I was like, okay, cool. That's awesome. Now they both have it, and especially that scene of like, no, I don't want the small one. You take the small one.
Yes. I didn't catch that the first time.
really?
So,
It's like, no, you get the small one.
We were in a much quieter theater this time.
Yeah.
Oh,
there
really?
were- well, I mean, there were 10 people in the theater, maybe?
$1.2
What?
billion.
Is that where they're at now?
That's where it was for the first 5 days.
That's insane.
Yes.
Yeah.
And okay, so not my biggest. I keep saying that, but I'm gonna walk away because I'm gonna check on the dogs because I don't see them at the door. But he destroyed the stones. Remember what you just said about the ancient one?
Yeah, so he destroyed the stones in the MCU timeline, right?
Right. And then 5 years later, they were used again, which resets everything. It's fine.
No,
No,
I don't think so. I think at the end of chronologically in 2023 or whatever it is, 2024, 2024,
Where
2023,
Endgame
wherever
takes place?
wherever the 5 years plus is.
Oh
I think
yeah,
it's 2023.
yeah.
The stones are destroyed.
He destroyed them.
No,
he
that's-
snapped them out of existence.
That's 21 days after.
Oh, after it occurred.
Okay, so yeah, so you're right. So, it's
Yeah.
2018.
18 or
So,
17.
If
or
you
18.
remember what the old one said,
Ancient one.
the quote was, "The stones create what you experience the flow of time."
Right.
So they created time. So if you destroy them, that should literally destroy.
So
The universe.
multiverse then. Basically all time exists at the same time.
I don't.
I'm just making shit up.
Well, because it's
I
a
mean,
comic book.
So are they, but
yeah.
Yeah.
But I think, like, I don't know, because she was saying if you take it out, then it destroys her timeline because you've taken the stone cannot. If the stone does not exist in that timeline, then that
Well,
timeline is destroyed.
At that point, you
All-
can have a timeline where the known stones exist.
They created time. The stones were created, like, reality was created because of the stones. I'm believing is what it was.
You need to go back and watch like Doctor Strange talk about the Stones
Doctor Strange or
theory-
Age of Ultron or Thor 15 or
at the beginning of time, basically there was the Big Bang and these 6 stones
singularities.
came into existence. And then created all those things you're talking about.
Right,
Maybe.
but he's not wrong. The Ancient One did say that the stones create what you perceive as time. So I think what he's asking, and I agree with this, is what happens if there are no stones? Because there are no stones.
Right. I think
So what does that mean for
I
time?
think time
Yeah.
would keep flowing.
But they created time.
Time's still going.
Because I don't think they thought about that
Yeah.
when they were creating. Because
well-
it was just a plot point for them to go, oh, we need to do something now because he doesn't have the stones.
Somebody at work said they did the Ant-Man treatment, which is where they go through and they set up all the rules. Like, for instance, molecules are getting smaller, but he doesn't get stronger. He just stays the same. It's just a relative thing. And then they throw all the rules out the window, right?
Yeah.
I mean, come on. Giant Man in this movie punches one of those big floaty, what are they called?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
When it should be a very, like, touchy.
Yeah, it should be a plink because it would be like me punching one of those things. It's just going to look at me and laugh.
Yeah.
And then
very spongy.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because the bigger he gets, the weaker he should be.
right.
Yep. And he
But
stepped
they
on
throw
one.
that completely out of the window, you know?
And he stayed that way for an extremely long time.
Yes, he did.
And went back small again.
Yeah.
And
Without, like, passing
normal
out.
and didn't pass out. And
I guess you
eat
could say
orange
that,
slices.
Yeah.
I guess you could say that, he's learned how to be more resilient to it. I don't know. Because he was in the time stream for so long.
Maybe somebody shot him a Power Stone Ray or something.
Well, she stayed in there. How long did, what's her name, stay in there for?
30 years.
30 years, so she was definitely
That's
stronger.
the one
That's the one
That's
he's
the
got.
one. Okay.
He brought this up almost
Okay.
Go ahead.
immediately.
Go
While we
ahead.
were in the theater.
So here comes Mr. Paul Rudd.
Yeah.
Right. He comes out and he's like, "Time is different in the quantum realm. I was in there for 5 years and it only lasted for 5 hours, but Janet Van Dyne was in there for 20 years and she aged 20 years."
So at the ending of Ant-Man vs. Wasp, she said, don't get into the time slip or whatever it's called because we'll never get you out.
Right.
She probably was not in the time slip. She probably was like,
So
holy
I did
shit,
think about that later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting
He-
out of here and just staying in the quantum
he
realm,
got
not the
stuck in
time
a
slip.
probably in a time vortex.
Right.
So
Just
that,
conveniently.
Yeah, conveniently, yes.
That- and
because
didn't
she
say
was
anything
like,
about
don't
it.
get caught in one of those. Whoop, I got caught in one, but I got out.
And then they used those
By a rat.
To navigate the time stream.
Yeah.
They use
Just another
a
plot
time-
device.
I saw something on Reddit where somebody was like, I found all these spoilers on Twitter and I had forgotten that I had found them and I didn't believe them. And it was stuff like Thor is like the Big Lebowski,
Yeah.
Cap admires his own ass, like all these, like, you know, Hulk dabs and plays Fortnite and Thor plays Fortnite, like all these things that are actual spoilers that just would not sound like
Yeah,
anything
like a
that you would
spoiler.
see.
Thor didn't play
Yeah, it was all. It was,
Cord.
That's true.
Yeah. You know why they put that in there?
because of the
The
event.
crossover.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, because of the whole Thanos Fortnite bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So somebody was complaining in that thread about how, like, why would Fortnite still be relevant in 5 years? Well, game development probably stopped. So,
Yeah, completely.
Yeah.
But there shouldn't be that many people playing it.
right. So
Everybody's
maybe you're
playing
better.
Fortnite.
Nobody to manage the servers.
I'm playing
possibly.
Apex Legends
Yeah.
now. Come on.
And then you know, Hulk dabbing like it was still in style, but like rewatching it the second time,
He's like
it was
old
really
man.
more like old man. Like, oh,
Yeah,
I finally
I'm cool.
figured out dabbing's
I'm
cool.
cool. I'm cool.
Yeah.
We have a mic for you if you want to talk. You just have to turn it on. Okay, so talking about Loki because the whole like time slip thing.
Yeah.
Two things. Thanos being snapped, so that's already another timeline divergence.
Well, yeah, because he's 2014 Thanos.
Yep, and he's gone. He is dead. So, but that was the main timeline, right? Supposedly, and you just killed
this
him.
This is where the whole line about you can't change the past to change your future comes into play, like because your past becomes your future, which means that multiple timelines exist. That's all it's saying is that there's actual multiple realities.
Or did he dust him back to 2014?
No,
where
the
they came from?
2014 Thanos in the timeline that Thanos came to the future
From
is dead.
doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
Right. And the Thanos that snapped in the MCU timeline is dead by beheading from Thor.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, even though we saw dusting, which means death, did he really dust them to death, or did
Yeah.
he just dust them
No.
out of the
He
future?
dusted them to
You
death.
know this for sure?
Well, okay, so rewatching.
Okay.
During the dusting scene, the ship also dusted. So he did more than just kill things.
Did he just send everything that came from the past back to
I
the
wonder
past?
if he just did that.
Now, if that's the case, then Gamora would be gone too.
Right.
Yeah, but she's
And
not.
she is.
Oh, that's
No, she
right.
did. She disappeared.
They didn't see her afterwards.
No, on the ship, as a matter of fact, the Asgardians of the Galaxy scene, he is looking at a Gamora thing saying, searching. So he was searching for her. Mm-hmm. So I think she's gone.
Yeah, she may have been dusted.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I'm wondering...
Oh,
Turn it on.
We have a commenter
Yes.
coming in.
Just
some
is here.
thoughts.
Oh, y'all were talking about who got dusted and not dusted in the timeline. Also, Loki from 2012 is now somewhere
Yes.
because he stole the Tesseract and blinked somewhere.
But...
he
Because I was
also-
about to mention
So that's
that.
another
but
person.
he also
Yeah.
still died.
Yeah,
In
he
our timeline.
died, but in our timeline, now we have the 2004 Gamora plus the 2012 Loki,
Yes.
which is weird.
Yes.
So that just means that Cap can't really correct the timeline. He's just putting the stones back and not really being able to correct them. Because of Loki and
coulda.
Gamora.
If he could
can't.
have probably put Loki back.
Well, that's the thing.
'Cause here's
So,
the thing.
He would literally have to be there at that exact time going, "Oh my god! Loki, put that down. Here you go,
and he could have.
He
I
could
mean,
have.
he
you
knew
know,
what
random
happened.
person.
Yeah,
Here
he-
you go,
he could've
random
been there
guard
'cause
that's
he
running
wasn't
away
there.
right now. Take this, and you don't have to go back to the past again."
Yeah.
He could have done that.
Yeah, because if you think about it, there's like an elevator full of people that think he's Hydra.
Which was
That was
fantastic scene.
that was amazing.
I love how they subverted the expectations there. You're like ready for a repeat of the
Yeah.
elevator fight.
Yeah.
I was too. I thought he's gonna kick ass again, and like,
Yeah.
did he just?
It
That
was
is
so
awesome.
good. And such a tongue in cheek at the comic, too.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
But they did it wrong.
Right. Yeah. It was the way to do it right.
Yeah.
That was awesome. So yeah, that the whole
And showing that he's willing to cross some lines.
And I love that. I don't know if they had the forethought for this,
yeah.
or if this was convenience. And I think it was more convenience based on what I've read from what they've said. But the fact that they had Ant-Man there, who hadn't experienced anything
Right.
at all, except for Civil War,
Yeah.
they could use him as the audience, as the audience in the movie, and say, "Oh, remember this? Remember this is
Oh,
what
yeah,
happened.
yeah,
This is
yeah.
what happened."
Yeah. And he's
explaining
sitting
stuff.
there on-
And he's when
He's
they're
sitting on-
explaining Thor: Dark World, and he's just like, everybody else is like,
That's awesome.
yeah,
I totally would believe he came up with the name Time Heist, too.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Paul. Probably.
He's like, we're doing a time heist.
So remember when he said that it's a one-way there, one-way back trip because that's all we have the Pym particles for,
Right.
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. How did Thanos actually get there then?
I got 2 answers for that. 3
All
answers
right.
for that.
Let's hear it.
Nate, you want to go first? Do you have some?
So...
And you have to have the suit because it locates you. You have to have
They
the
have
locator
space,
suit.
right?
I can still
I'll give
answer
you
that.
I'll give you
Okay.
that. But he had a spaceship, for starters.
So?
Just pull a spaceship. And Nebula brought him.
Okay.
Yeah, she opened it from the other side.
Yeah.
But she located him and then pulled
She
him.
located her duplicate. Because they were linked.
That version doesn't have the bracelet on because she
Yeah,
took it
but
off.
but
she's
she's
still
on the network.
mentally linked with her
Okay.
duplicate.
But with Pym particles, that's the only way to do it, right?
They had one.
She
Well,
gave
she,
it to
she
Thanos.
came back with it.
Yeah,
so old Nebula, like past Nebula,
Right.
came forward with future Nebulas.
With future nebulas.
But-
particles. Okay, fair play.
Black Widow had a suit and Pym particles that didn't come back
Because she didn't press the button.
because she's dead,
But she also didn't press the button to come back.
right? But I'm saying they could have gone and gotten hers.
On Vormir?
Yeah,
Well, they would know the location of the Soul Stone at that point.
right. So they could have gone and gotten hers, as well as for the ship. Remember, Hawkeye had the Benatar in his hand.
Yep.
So they had something to shrink and resize the ship as well to get it through. And the Benatar never came back to the future. which means that the Sanctuary could have
true.
used whatever the Benatar was supposed to. Remember, Rocket said, "Bring it back in one piece," and Hawkeye's like, "I'll do my best," and he was like, "That's not really that great of a promise." Yeah.
Yeah, and then he came back standing. Well, we don't know what he did with the Benatar.
We don't. We never see it. We never see it happen. But I mean, that's a plausible.
He could have miniaturized it when they got there.
Right. And the other answer is, and there was actually a line. It was to, I think it was to Tony from Rocket. He said, "You're only a genius on Earth." Yeah. Right. And so what that kind of could imply is that they had literally all the time in the world to replicate Pym particle technology, and had the Pym particle technology because, she could have jumped forward back into that spot in time from any point in her future, right? In 2014, Gamora's future.
All she has to do is press the button,
and she goes
come
right
back
there.
at that time.
Right, so they could have kept the Pym particle and reverse engineered that technology before she came forward into the future. So all she had to do is open the vortex, and then they go, and they're done.
Yeah, you can let them in if you want to.
So it wasn't explained, but I think there's enough.
There's
enough
enough
there.
Science and timey-wimey.
Yeah.
Have we destroyed your list yet?
No, there's still the one, not major one, but the one that is kind of a lot of people's.
Is it America's ass?
It is America's ass.
But it is about Captain America.
Okay.
So, did he create an alternate timeline, or did he just do nothing, which would have gone against his moral code?
Either one creates an alternate timeline, I think.
I would agree with that. There are a lot of people out there that think Bucky had met Captain America again.
That would make sense.
Why he knew
that he wasn't coming back?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if it was the show or one of the movies.
And I could totally see Bucky, A, not remembering because he was the Winter Soldier, and then B, just not telling him.
Possibly.
Because Bucky could...
Well, when he goes into the... he's about to go into the portal, he's like, "I'm going to miss you."
Right.
And the way he says it implies he knew.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know. Calm down.
Yeah, I would love to believe that in the MCU timeline, there were two Steve Rogerses. One that was married to Peggy and had kids, and one that's the one that we know. But I just don't think that lines up with what the science that they were trying to write was.
Because, I mean, they didn't really try to write it. They were just like, this is an easy way to wrap everything up. Mm-hmm. But it's like...
Yeah, but if it's an alternate timeline, how did he get there?
Okay, so here's my...
Exactly, because he didn't have a thing on. I looked specifically.
He didn't have a suit on either. And he could have probably stashed that away.
He could have stashed the suit.
He could have stashed it away. He's like, I'm a couple of days early. Let me just take this shit off, and then I'm going to walk over there.
Yeah.
But my thing is, if he did do Super Steve, where he's two Steves in one universe, because, I mean, his moral code is not going to let him stay...
out of anything.
Frozen for the rest of that person's life?
But I think you're wrong there. I think the whole point was, and I was going to get to this anyway, now's a great time for it. Yeah. There is I don't want to call it a parallel, but there's a reverse characterization arc between Tony and Cap, where Tony starts as a very selfish, live for myself character who becomes the selfless hero that sacrifices his life for everything. Steve starts as the guy who always sacrifices his life and grows as a character to learn that maybe it's okay to take some time for myself. And so if you look at it from that direction, I think Steve Rogers does just become Steve Rogers, and he says, "You know what? I'm going to take some time. I've dedicated 85 years of my life. I'm going to take the other 85 back. Thanks."
You think so? You think he'd be that selfish?
Well, think about it. He knows how it turns out.
Yeah.
He doesn't need to be there.
Yes, but would he though? Knowing that things have to happen. That's what I was thinking.
That things have to happen a certain way to maintain the timeline. Yeah, I think he could.
Which in itself is a sacrifice.
Because it's another sacrifice.
Yeah. Because even, like, I don't remember where it was. It was either in the show or the movie, to where Peggy was married to somebody, and then
it was in one of the movies.
It was
either Civil War or Ultron.
No. Yeah. She was married.
She was married and had a couple kids,
and they never said who.
Right, and he even asked her, and she goes, "Oh, just some guy."
So it might have been himself.
Right.
Yeah,
and she didn't tell him because she knew she couldn't.
Yeah, because he came back going, "Hey, listen."
Well, I mean, she
can't.
as she knew him, he was in the ice.
Yeah.
At that point in the 70s, he was in the ice, and I'm assuming that he went back to that time where he had to put the Tesseract back, and he just
that's
stayed
when
there.
he stayed.
Yeah,
I mean, he could have jumped further in the back, I guess. But
Because
I don't.
either way, he knows exactly where Pym particles are. So it's like he could always walk to that area. Like if he went back to where he put the Tesseract back, he could have grabbed another Pym particle going, I'm going to need this in a second.
Yeah, and see, there's a part of me that wants to think that Cap is in, like I said, is in the MCU timeline, because some other things that fall out of that are things like Hank Pym's distrust for S.H.I.E.L.D., stealing his Pym particles is literally Cap going back to the past and stealing the Pym particles.
You're right.
And so it fits really good, but it really goes against what they tried to set up.
And you think they would have had the whole story planned out from day one?
Oh, no. I think they put seeds in there that let you write those side bits of the story and attach to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like they had.
It is a clever bit of writing on the Russo brothers.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I think you'll see like there was an alternate history for Danvers, or an alternate origin for Carol Danvers in Doctor Strange, when he's flipping through all of the different, where he's listening to all the different cases that he wants to do.
Yeah.
One of them was a Carol Danvers potential origin story. So they do all the and the same thing with what's the name of the facility? Pegasus. Mm-hmm. Right? Project Pegasus has been interweaving throughout the MCU for a long time.
Yeah.
They just didn't have to define it until they wanted to use it, and now I've got this thing that's interwoven throughout history, and I can just call it Project Pegasus.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. I was thinking of something, but now I can't remember what it was. I
Said
cannot
I'll shut
remember.
up.
No, shit. Nope. I have completely lost what I was trying to think.
I'm being attacked by the puppies.
Being attacked. Stop it.
So you're gonna have to edit out puppy attacks.
At 32,
how's
32
my levels
minutes.
now?
How's your what?
How are my levels
Okay.
now?
So, yeah, no, that was horrible on everybody's end. I think... Have we discussed the majority of Endgame?
I'm good.
Is there something else that we were...
Did anybody see Howard the Duck?
No, I did not.
Yeah, I know he was there.
Yeah.
Shit.
He came through.
Oh, yeah,
the
he's at the
portal.
very ending. No, I didn't see
He
him.
came through one of the portals.
Oh, okay.
With,
From the dead
Ravagers.
scene.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Something I don't know why I didn't put this together, and of course it makes sense. When they're coming through the portals, they're all like correctly in the right places. Like Spider-Man comes through with the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Behind
Yeah.
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 Oh, yeah.
So it's like they're all in the right locations, and those locations are opening up, and it's the right. They did a really good job with that.
And it also makes sense that, because thinking about it, that was a very long time from the snap to everybody getting there. Mm-hmm. Just because probably Strange and them... No, Strange was on Titan.
Strange was on Titan, but he probably
through
went and got the other sorcerers and
to
sent them
say,
all over
hey,
different
go
places.
to this place, and it took them fucking forever.
Yeah. Something I thought about watching today.
There were a lot of students up there, too.
Students?
Of the Mystic Arts with Wong.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, they hadn't needed as many portals as they could.
They needed everybody.
Yep. The Asgardians that were on the ship that got snapped all showed up. So they're all back on Earth now, so they can go to New Asgard, which I thought was an interesting tie-up. Because you think that all of Asgard was on that ship.
Yes.
And then at the beginning of Infinity War, that ship gets decimated, basically.
Yeah.
And he snaps half the Asgardians.
Half of those away as well.
But even with this ship, like, that still doesn't make sense because he pretty much destroyed everybody on that ship.
Right, but I think what they had to go back and say was that there was a bunch on escape pods that got away.
Okay.
Yeah, like Korg, you never saw.
Yeah, you never. Yeah.
And
so,
Valkyrie.
Yeah, and
You didn't
Valkyrie.
know where she was.
So yeah, I guess that. Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So yeah, no, they half of them got killed, and then half of them got decimated.
Yeah. There was one thing that I was gonna say, but I cannot remember it. Anyway, all right. So are we ready to move on?
Yeah, we can go on.
I'm ready. Game of Thrones.
All right. So this one we're
Yeah.
just kind of gonna go through with the scenes.
Yeah. People dying.
I'm
there's
gonna
stuff
say right off the
happening, and
bat,
there's dragons
I-
and some magic. Game of Thrones.
I was not impressed with this episode.
You are
yeah.
in the minority, kinda, sorta, and it's okay. That
but
you're
the thing is,
really
it's like,
dumb.
They were like,
Yeah,
"Oh,
that's all I got.
this battle is like Helm's Deep and all this." I'm
It's
like,
not.
you know what? Battle of the Bastards and Hardhome were way better battles.
Oh yeah.
Than this
So
one,
I mean,
ever.
there are a lot of things militarily wrong with this battle.
Oh no, it's horrible.
There were also a lot of inconsistencies. Like here,
How could you tell it was so dark?
yeah, because I have a good TV with local dimming, so I was actually able to see stuff.
Did you actually like brighten up your TV screen?
No, I didn't even
What's on
realize
fire?
that it was that bad.
It
She's
was
cooking
so very dark.
You have it.
I kind of assumed
'Cause
that
it
part of
smells-
it was just intentional
It
to
didn't smell like it's burning.
intentional to kind of like do the fog of war effect. You
Yeah.
know, like especially when they were
Yeah,
flying the
that's
dragons
so
up in the clouds and you couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
That was really pretty above the clouds, though.
Yeah. Can I spoil something from the teaser of the next episode?
No,
Yeah, go for it.
I don't watch teasers.
Close your ears.
It depends on if you're talking about Ghost or the other dragon.
Ghost.
Okay.
Well, both, but
Yeah. Somebody else did it for me, and I was
they're
like,
both
I'm
alive.
sorry.
yeah,
Okay.
I am
I
so
thought
sorry about
Yeah.
that. Even I was
Wait,
like, dang
Drogo's
it.
still alive?
Ghost.
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 Ghost and the two
Both dragons are
both
still
dragons are
alive?
still
Yeah,
alive.
because
I
evidently
knew
they
that.
were in the preview trailer,
Okay.
which boo hiss. But
Yeah, I don't.
I'm glad. Like
Ghost. It doesn't make sense that he would have lived because he just
No,
charges
not at
straight
all.
into the-
Charge.
Okay, no, it doesn't make sense that
Jorah.
anybody
Or- yeah.
coming back
or
would have
Grey
survived.
Worm.
No.
Well, no, Grey
Grey
Worm-
Worm's flattened at the front of the. Like,
Was he?
Yeah, he was standing in front of his troops, and the whole line just smacks right into him and runs him right
Oh,
over.
So,
yeah.
And somehow
friend-
he pops up fine.
Yeah.
A friend of mine, Jeff, you guys know him.
Heard of him.
Huh?
I said I've heard of him.
Was
Here, get this.
Sorry, I haven't eaten.
do you want food?
I was making a joke
Oh,
that the dog
the
sounded
dog.
like my stomach.
So
But now I
he
have
was
to
like,
spell it out,
"Oh,
it's
but
not
it's
funny.
noble armor, and noble armor is way better than." I'm like, to me, it doesn't matter. It's
I mean,
a horde of people coming across
cavalry
you.
if they had used heavy cavalry in the place of the light cavalry of the Dothraki, it would probably gone a little better, but not much.
no,
much.
no,
Because
no,
you got
no.
overwhelming numbers.
That
You should
was-
definitely not
So-
be using cavalry as a straight charge.
I got
no.
an idea.
Go for
We
it.
have this big flaming pit that's gonna, solve a
make-
lot, and a big castle wall.
Let's make more of those.
Let's do that over and over and over again, and let's not
they
charge
might-
into the charging enemy. Let's wait for the enemy to come to us.
Or
and
maybe
get the
you
defensive
should have
lines.
made those
siege
wider.
warfare tactics right there that you're talking about.
But the thing is, though, it's like even with that kind of tactics, it's like, yeah, the point of the cavalry is to run into the opposing line and decimate them and get them scattered.
from the side.
Yeah.
From the side. You don't headlong charge with light cavalry.
Yeah, but you're
Ever.
talking about the Dothraki.
Well, yeah, and their
They
tactics.
don't listen to orders.
Their tactics. No, that was an order.
Yeah, that was a dumb. I'm
Their
a
tactics
15-year-old
Work
queen that don't know what I'm
against
doing.
the living. Don't work against the dead.
yeah, see, Jorah shouldn't have made it back
No.
at all. Yes,
No.
Ghost shouldn't have made it back because we didn't even see Ghost making it back. So what did he just go skimper into the
And
woods?
what was the point of even putting him on the front line and
I
charging him
don't
over
either.
there if you don't
Fucking
show him the whole episode?
Yeah.
He should have just stayed in the castle.
They shouldn't
Well-
have even brought him back for this episode.
No.
He's been people have been asking, where's
Okay.
Ghost? Where's Ghost for like 2 seasons?
So they CG him into like the background of a scene that he wasn't even in episode 2.
yeah, it's like there's Ghost.
They don't even acknowledge the fact that he's standing there looking awkwardly at the people talking.
Yeah, it's
It
like,
doesn't
it's
even
Ghost.
include Jon Snow. He's just standing there talking or standing there watching not Jon talk to other not Johns.
Yeah.
And then in
No.
this one, it's just he charges in and that's the end of it.
My general big beef with the episode was just you have a whole setup episode to like really pull at your heartstrings that you know everybody's gonna die. And granted, lots and lots of people do, but it's all the red shirts.
Yeah.
It's and I will admit there are a few in this that are big. I mean, don't get me wrong, but way more people survived than I thought ever were going
Bran
to.
or Jamie should have gotten it.
Yeah.
One of
Well,
the two.
Oh yeah, I
Jamie-
totally thought either one or both were gonna go.
I think-
Grey Worm I thought was gonna go. I mean, so many I thought were just
I
not
didn't
gonna
think
make
either
it.
of those. All you named 3 characters I don't have on my death pool.
Really?
Yeah.
Sam should have died.
He's not on my death
Oh
pool.
no.
Sam should have died in
But
this
I
episode.
think
because
he
of
should
who
have
saw.
based on how they choreographed it.
Oh, yeah.
And how they portrayed him in this.
So really interesting. Did
Okay.
anybody watch the actual like making of the show?
So,
The
no.
40-minute.
There's a making of this one.
Oh yeah, they're acting.
So
Yeah,
there's a
it's 40
really interesting interview with the actor that plays Tormund.
Don't spoil it for me.
Okay.
No.
So
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
So he talks
can't
about
believe
that
Tormund's still alive.
he
That's
just
another one.
fought for his life.
We'll get
He
there.
didn't really want to choreograph his stuff, and some takes he made it, some takes he did not. Which I thought was really rather interesting.
wait, who is
That's
this?
cool. Torment.
Giant
Tormund.
Bane.
Oh. So, okay. We're going to go through the episode as is.
Milk motherfucker.
But my problem right
the
here.
fact he's
So
like
this
not
is
drinking
this
half
is
of it
Sansa
that
and
episode.
Arya on the wall. We've already seen
Yeah.
the Onion Knight on the wall. There is no
Basically.
dragon glass right here on the opposite side. Like you remember when they like literally coated every
Oh,
single thing with
like
dragon
every
glass?
single
They may
outside
be on an
surface.
inner wall.
I don't think so, but they
Okay.
could be. No, because the Onion Knight sees the red woman coming up. I don't think they're on.
I mean, you could still see from the inner wall. I'm just saying it may not be the front wall, but it could also just be that they fucked up.
either that or that's a higher wall and they didn't think they could scale him. Not sure.
I actually didn't think they could scale them.
Oh come on, the way.
Have you seen Helm's Deep?
I mean, if they could have scaled them, then why didn't they
Yeah,
just
see,
climb the wall?
I don't understand why they're
They need
rushing
a
everybody
fucking
outside
dragon.
the other side of the pit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just feeding
Why
the army of the dead.
fuck are there
And
No,
people?
guys, this
Why-
whole movie was nothing but World War Z zombies.
Why are there soldiers
Yeah.
on the other side of the goddamn trench?
Agreed.
Now,
Especially the fucking Unsullied.
I can understand them.
Do you know how many
wanting to-
Unsullied they fucking sacrificed?
Yeah, a lot.
Grey Worm fucking sacrificed like half his goddamn troops.
So he could get back.
Well, no, it was a timing thing. But
Yeah.
yeah, so he could get back to fucking Missandei and do
Also,
nothing.
as we're watching it here, on the front line is literally
Everybody.
all of the hero characters, none of which have helmets on.
Yes.
Everybody
Uh-huh. Correct.
else has a helmet on, except for the hero characters. They're all in the front of the front.
Wildlings don't have helmets.
Well, they don't have helmets. But I'm saying all of the
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 main
Unsullieds and the knights and all that, they're all wearing helmets except for our hero characters, but that's common. But they're all in the front lines.
They're all in the front lines.
They're all
They
in the
should.
front line.
How did Tormund get back when Ned and Sam got back?
Yeah.
Granted, Sam ran after Ned died.
Yeah.
You saw him go, oh shit.
yeah.
But so I could give them the fact that we couldn't get prepared enough and not make enough trenches. Maybe they did want to make more, but the fact that they're actually doing this right here is stupid.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, there's Ghost.
Hi, Ghost.
Hi, dead
It was
dog.
good. It was good seeing you.
Yeah,
for
right there.
10 seconds.
But
Gonna run
yeah,
around
Jorah should.
with Jorah.
Yeah, if none of the Dothraki survived, he shouldn't have survived.
Dothraki.
Dothraki.
Some of them
Dothraki?
came back.
Yeah.
Did some of them? Yeah, maybe some.
Yeah, some of them came back.
Yeah.
Not on horses.
The horses came back and the Dothraki
And then
came
some
back.
people were running. It's like, what happened?
Yeah.
How did you get back
Yeah.
without your fucking horse?
Or the line of charging ice zombies.
Yeah. Well, where the fuck
And
are
I
those
don't
guys?
understand why they. I understand it was Jon's plan to have the dragons stay behind, just in case the Night King came, so they can surprise him on a dragon in the Deadwoods.
They were trying to expose the Night King
Yeah,
where
they
he
were-
was and then go after him because I think they thought that Dragonfire would get him.
maybe.
Yeah, they said
just
it.
chomping.
They said no one's ever tried. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they were. Everybody 100% thought that Night King was going to go straight for Bran.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't think he'd walk in the front gate and then go,
Stare at him for 20 minutes?
yeah, while Arya climbed the fucking tree and
I don't
stabbed.
think it was the point of. They thought he didn't know he was going to go through the front gate. He might have thought about flying there.
Well, yeah, and then he kind of lost his dragon
Yeah.
on a 2-on-1 fight.
Okay, so the Red Woman.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck? She just walked straight through the undead?
I mean, she's mysterious and mystical and weird.
She's
anyway.
been hiding somewhere.
That's
man.
your answer?
Yeah. Oh, she could have just been somebody else, right? She's
Yeah,
got the,
she could have been
illusion. I'm
like
pointing to my
pretending to
neck.
be somebody else. He's like,
Maybe.
right. She's
Okay,
got
so wait.
the little collar that she could be whoever she wants to be.
Yeah, she tell
Here's a
yeah.
question:
answer.
Is she Syria Farrell
No,
or Jack and Hagar?
no.
Okay. Because of the whole line of the what
All
do
of the
we
lines
say
she
to death?
said, no. She said that to inspire Arya
Okay.
Yeah.
because she's.
But how does she know?
She can see it in the fucking fire, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, especially if she's already seen Arya.
Yeah,
when
and
they
she
looked in her
already like
eyes.
saw her path.
Oh, you can-
back in season
Yeah, fair
fucking
enough.
2 or whatever.
I'll shut up now.
So yeah, she lights
you
their.
geeked me out.
Why didn't she light everybody's swords on fire?
You could
that was
have
part of the thing.
my
Is like the Unsullied are like, yeah, fuck us. We're just gonna
I
stay
know.
here.
Yeah,
now maybe
light
they
our-
have dragon
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. They have dragon glass
and
spears.
yeah, it doesn't work.
They didn't have enough time to make dragon glass.
Do they have dragon glass?
We
spears?
never
can't
see it.
from here.
They look pretty. He's probably like, "Who the
He
fuck
says
is
the
that?"
other
bitch?
line, which is whatever I can't remember.
The response.
Whatever the response is.
Mogulus.
So okay, he's looking right down at
Yeah,
her.
well, he's
So
ready
they
to
are
kill
not-
her.
Yeah, that's fair.
He
They're
is
not on the
100%
They're not
ready
on
to
the
kill
wall,
her.
and there is no dragon glass on their things at all.
Yeah, but do we really need to pick apart the
Meh.
set inconsistencies?
Fuck yeah! If you spend 120 billion or whatever it is on this,
Nah.
he's like,
I
I'm
kinda
gonna go
wish-
down and confront her,
I
even though I
kind
let her in.
of, I kind of wish he would have just killed her right there.
Yeah. Just straight up, like she doesn't. Well, she does serve one more purpose.
2 more.
Yeah, see, like right there, there is no dragon glass on
Yeah.
that shit. Oh no, that's on the other side. She's looking back into the castle because she's looking at the red woman. Okay, so they're about to go. See, I don't think they gave an order. I don't think Jorah gave an order.
They didn't need to. It was all part of the plan.
But I think the Dothraki just went, and he was like, "Oh shit, I
and
gotta
see,
go."
so he was kind of in the middle of the pack there.
Yeah.
So he
I
could
think-
get swallowed up and then be behind and then be oh never mind.
Yeah, but I don't think he gave an order to charge. I think it was the hive mind of, "Let's fucking go, bitches!"
Supposedly that's supposed to look like a dragon. That's the charging Dothraki with
Yeah,
their
but see,
swords.
they're
Yeah.
looking at it like that's part of the plan. And they're lighting.
They never should have stopped after they saw the fucking swords go out.
They should have kept
I
going.
understand why they stopped here because our troops are there.
Are in there now.
We need to stop.
But you
But
just
once they
added troops.
extinguished,
You just added troops.
Yeah.
This whole fight is nothing but adding troops.
Yeah.
to their cause. Yeah.
like they should have never had stopped the ceasefire after they
And that's
found
why
out.
that's why I said they shouldn't have gone past their wall. They shouldn't have been outside their wall because all you've done is just add troops.
In fact,
This
why
whole
even?
fucking fight.
I would have started firing those immediately so you could at least see something.
yeah. Oh, there it kind of looks like a dragon, I guess.
Ish, I
Wait,
guess.
It's the
And then it gets killed.
yeah.
It's like, oh, the dead are here.
So I knew the Hound was gonna make it because he's got to go take on Big Brother.
mountain.
Oh yeah,
And
the Clegane Bowl. Fuck yeah.
Fire him up.
So you
roast him
who do you
on
think's
fire.
gonna win that?
Here.
Oh, the Hound is gonna win it, but they're both gonna burn.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
That's fair. That's good.
I think the Hound is gonna carry him into a fire and just let him burn.
Nice.
Because
I
how
can
else
see
are
that.
you? He's a big zombie dude. How else are you gonna kill him?
Okay, I
You
didn't
think?
care about the whole.
Yeah, he's already a white.
Yeah. Ooh, well, no, that didn't
He's
make
fire
sense.
white.
Well, we can't have any more blue whites because
Yeah, they dead.
Arya's a
did.
bamf.
They dead.
Mm-hmm.
Arya is a vamp.
Yeah.
I don't understand
I
why
love how
nobody
he's
thought
like,
that this was a
"Fuck."
bad idea. Was a good idea, I mean.
Who? Theon?
This
Theon.
is leaving him practically unguarded.
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's true. The Ironborn.
Even
suck
though they
balls.
they were pretty balls and like they held him back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also hate the fact that they threw away her death. The lady of the house, Carhartt.
Karstark.
No,
Karstark, whatever it was.
you mean Mormont?
No,
No.
Karstark.
Karstark.
Karstark. It was the red-headed Karstark that was the head of the house. She's with the Ironborn,
Yeah.
and then we never see her die. She dies off screen.
Okay.
Yeah, she's right there with Theon right now.
Okay.
Gotcha.
And then all of a sudden she's just like dead, or you don't see her ever again. Like they gave her like a shitty death, a non sequitur death.
They gave a lot of
Decidedly
people shitty
not
deaths.
the Lyanna Mormont death.
Right. Yeah. That's what
Which
I thought you were
was-
talking about.
I will admit, a very good highlight of that episode. I
Yes.
enjoyed that.
Yeah. I had to
I
explain.
pulled a Nate.
What's that?
So people were asking me about the episode, and a couple of people who watched it were like, and I was like, well, yeah, I know, I haven't seen it yet. And they're like, and I was like, come on, Little Mormont died, and somebody went, I was like, you looked at me like you'd seen it.
I mean, if they're actively engaging you in a conversation
Yeah.
this week, it's on.
Yeah,
them. It's on.
yeah.
them.
Yeah.
No,
They
okay.
joined the conversation. I'm
Now,
like, come on,
Strangely enough,
fucking spoilers.
all of the episode
Fucking
2
punk bitches.
didn't think about this. Of course, then it was all over the internet. The whole like, why are they down in the crypts?
I
They're full
thought
of dead
about it.
people.
Oh
I
yeah.
had not thought of it, and then I was like,
Why wouldn't you?
and I don't
thought
know
about that
why I didn't think of
immediately.
it.
I spent this
And then I
whole
went,
episode
"Good
getting
Lord."
more and more pissed that Josh was going to be right about Zombie Ned
Oh,
until he wasn't.
Here you go.
No. We're
Here's
gonna
what
go.
you need to think about. They don't have his head.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
I've been
That's a good
thinking
point.
about that. I've been holding on to this.
That's a good point.
Since he's been
Okay,
pulling this theory. I'm
whoa.
like,
Yeah, that's a
his
good
No.
head is in King's Landing.
Yeah.
So
On a spike.
When he animates undead, or when he animates the dead, does the head have to be intact, or does he raise?
Have you ever seen one without one?
well, we've seen their arms still moving.
Yep.
That's
Without
like
their
a
body.
chicken with its head cut off kind of thing, though.
Yeah.
Right?
Not necessarily.
Well, they were like still like even at Hardhome, they were like halfway
But
digging
look at
through
what happened
things
to
and
the
whatnot.
ice
Yeah.
giant. That,
No,
that
I know,
won it.
but
Oh,
that's
no,
because
no,
it
that
was
was
that was
Dragonglass.
Dragonglass.
Well, his head was cut off with his own sword, which was Valyrian steel.
I don't know if it's retroactive like that. Maybe. Who knows? I don't think it's like cauterizing the wound with Valyrian. Valyria.
The question is,
Just saying.
did Ned Stark marry Peggy Carter and have children?
And eventually
On
it
a
led
whole,
to
it
Tony
was a
Stark.
good- it wasn't as bad a weekend for Starks as it could have been.
It really, really wasn't.
Yeah,
Stark-
her
Wait, which
Lady
Stark
Mormont?
died?
Tony?
Tony?
Oh, I was like, what? I'm
Um,
sorry, I was in
Lady
Game of
Mormont,
Thrones
Her
world.
character was only supposed to be the one scene.
I saw that.
That
they
is
were like, hey,
fantastic.
She was a
Everybody loves you.
badass motherfucker.
We're giving you more.
She
How
was.
old was that child?
She's like the third badass lady in Westeros.
Okay, as much as I'm mad that somehow the end, it feels anticlimactic and a bit
Okay,
like
see,
way
Hey, look,
too
there's
There's
easy.
your
Dragon
glass,
Ball.
Right,
bitch.
dude.
Yeah,
On
like
that one.
how way too easy it seemed to kill him at the end
Yeah,
of
we're
the
not there
episode.
yet.
Oh,
We're
sorry.
not at the end of the episode. yet.
Well,
gonna watch
but it
it.
was it was Dragonglass, at least.
No,
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 it's
it's
no,
Valyrian
no,
steel.
it's Valyrian Steel.
Yeah.
What I was going to
Which
say
is-
was, you've spent how many seasons building up with
First episode.
all of the.
Winter's coming.
Well, no, I was thinking of like all these prophecies and everything else for the prince that was promised and all this other
Well,
stuff
that's
that
Arya,
it just
right?
seems. But they're
Yeah, but
supposed
there's
to
no
be
theory
from
there.
the
There are people who are still
from the
saying
line of Rhaella and Rhaegar. Yes, no, what? Or Rhaella and
Well, so there's Prince
Aegon the
Promise,
crazy
and there
guy.
was Azor Ahai, and I
right,
and there's some speculation that
That
they
they're
are the
two
same,
different
or
things.
that they're two. Yeah.
right.
and they're
No, I
just
thought it was
confirming that they're
badass
two
that she
different
got to do it. I thought it was amazingly
and
cool.
very fitting.
Yeah, no, that
And
didn't
yes,
bother
very,
me.
very fitting.
Like,
I
her
just sort of
news
go.
It made me go, oh, fuck
No,
this.
Oh, no,
I think
I'm-
my
I'm
bigger thing
100%
is
okay with
is
that.
that how it's going to work in the books, or has
doubt
it
it.
all been leading up?
See
Because
White
I mean, if
Walker?
you think about how much led up to the reveal of Jon Snow,
Okay,
and
but
who he really is,
who is-
it was plain as day if you really paid attention.
Right.
Is this Grey Worm right here?
Yes,
Yes.
that's Grey Worm.
He is behind his men, by the way.
There,
Yeah.
but he was in front earlier, I think, or maybe it was just too dark.
He
when I
might
watched
be.
the first
He
time, I
might be
couldn't tell.
behind another
No, man.
line because there's multiple lines of men. He could be in front of the.
I could've
in
swore-
front of the second group, behind the first
Yeah.
group.
I could have swore I saw him get
I
trampled.
just
I don't know. I don't
This
know,
whole-
because he's literally
It's
telling
too
them to
fucking
like
dark.
the trench, and he's behind the trench.
Right, but what a great leader to be behind the trench and the pit.
dude, that trench was so not wide
think
enough.
it was
Like
before.
I could call
Maybe.
it with what they did. I was like, that trench is not wide. How are you?
Yeah, they had like
I mean, what they
3
did, I was
days.
like, that's totally how that would have worked.
And
But
she comes out and does it, which was awesome for her.
yeah, that was a cool.
I mean, she's kind of like an ex machina thing of I'm here to light it.
Yeah, where the hell did she come from? Because she
She
just.
just showed up.
Yeah.
But did she walk around them, through them, over them,
I mean, diagonally.
diagonally?
Diagon Alley.
She walked diagonally.
I think Gilly's pregnant. Like in
Oh,
real
that
life.
actress is so pregnant.
Oh, yeah.
In real life, they don't
Every
really try to
episode.
hide it that well, but it was just like, yep, she's pregnant now.
Every episode, we're like, yeah, nope. You're
Now that you say
super,
that,
super pregnant.
It's very
Go back and
obvious.
watch
Oh, it was
the first few
The
episodes.
first episode with her,
Like, whoosh.
like I'm just like, okay. Yeah, them barking at the door.
He's like, well, at least I'd be up there.
Yeah. Which, he's not wrong, but neither is anybody else.
Yeah.
Like,
Had they actually seen evidence of him raising the dead?
nobody but John.
Okay.
The people that
Hardhome?
were at Hardhome. That's the only people that
Yeah.
have seen it.
Well, and everybody here.
What do you mean?
After the fact.
After the fact.
Yeah.
I'm saying before
Right now.
the battle.
Oh,
right now
no.
they didn't. They didn't.
No,
think about
only
it.
the wildlings who survived Hard Home and John.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which
don't
were
know-
out front.
I
Nobody in
don't
the
know
crypt.
why they
Somebody in the
didn't
crypt
think
knows.
of that.
Yeah, that was
It's
kind of...
number one in my mind.
Yeah.
I think it was number
Motherfuck-
one in everybody's
Well, they
mind.
say it all the
Go in the
time.
crypt, you'll be safe.
He can raise the dead.
I don't know if they're not going to get
Why?
together again.
Who's they?
They're not.
Stark and
No.
Lannister.
They won't.
No,
Sansa.
They
I
don't-
know.
they
that
don't.
was
They've been like teasing her with Theon and him again. And
Theon's
like,
dead.
Well, obviously.
But I'm saying, like, that after that little thing and her being like, I've got a dagger, and he's like, oh God, I love you, by kissing her hand.
Yeah.
And then they kind of rush out there. But even before that, it was like, it would never work. Why wouldn't it?
Because you're in love with the Dragon Queen, which everybody's in love with the
Yeah,
Dragon
but he already knows that he can't have the Dragon Queen, so therefore he's all like, no, I'll go for the second best.
Yeah. So how much do you actually know about the end of this series? Do you know?
I don't think
I don't
he can
want to
know
tell you
anything.
about.
Okay.
I don't want to tell you what I know.
So you do know.
I know some things
Okay.
that could or could not happen.
Okay.
So he just knows theories.
Yeah.
Theory-
Which
okay.
a lot of the theories and leaked plots. I've seen a couple different leaked plots. A lot of stuff has come in there, but then there's some stuff that's like, oh, Jaime and Brienne kiss. I'm like, that's never gonna happen.
Yeah, I know.
I'm Team Tormund when it
I'm
comes to
like-
that.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like-
I hope...
I don't
hope
think that's gonna
Tormund-
happen either.
It won't.
I think Brienne's just gonna be Brienne of
Yeah.
or Sir Brienne.
Sir Brienne.
Sir
thank you very
Brienne
much.
of Tarth. And
I
I'm-
think she's asexual, which is fine.
Yeah.
That's what it is. But
Gendry shouldn't have made it either. Pretty much almost...
Sam sitting on the top of a bunch of bodies and not dying. All of the hero characters inside the castle
inside the wall.
courtyard being surrounded by
like,
everybody.
all right,
and
so
not
hold
dying.
on. We need to go back a little bit.
Okay,
when
how
they're
far?
climbing the wall.
Oh, dear Lord.
The thing on the wall, you know, the little spinny thing that they
like
should have like
the-
chopped
Oh, yeah,
off and
yeah.
let go down
Uh-huh.
and never used it.
Right.
Never
Yeah.
used
Okay.
it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But is that
Why-
because...
also,
I'm
why
not
are they
crazy?
not?
No.
Why are they not throwing like flaming shit at these motherfuckers as
Yeah.
they're on the wall?
Yeah.
They did it at the fucking Battle of the Blackwater.
Yeah.
They're throwing rocks.
Yeah.
Just put some pitch on that shit and
That's
throw it.
that's normal castle siege warfare.
Yeah.
Castle
But also-
siege warfare.
But you gotta think, this is the undead, not normal people. They're like climbing each other, and they're like,
I
"Holy
might
shit, what the
still
fuck is this shit?"
try it.
If you remember,
They
you might
burn.
completely forget everything that you need to do.
How much dragon glass do they have? I bet you they still have a couple rocks. Sharpen those things up and throw them down.
But if you went back and looked, like they've got some right there on the very tops.
Yeah.
Not necessarily right where they're doing, which
Yeah,
is kind of me
Fucking
stupid.
ninja star that
Like,
shit at somebody.
It should
If
have been
they
in the,
touch-
in the
yeah.
down
Stop putting your
all
helmet
the way
on,
down.
Grey Worm. It doesn't do any good.
Like it should have been all
How,
down
how
that
cold
wall.
do those motherfuckers have to be Unsullied?
Why?
Because they ain't wearing shit.
Eh.
Yeah, and
They're
they're not
in battle, though.
Yeah,
And they're from the desert.
Yeah. True.
because if we're just anybody in the courtyard should
Why are you
not have
looking
survived.
longingly at... Why are
They
you looking
were-
longingly at Gentry, Torment? Look at that. The fucking trench is on fire still.
Yep. Well, that's because they've done their old thing already.
Jump off and start hammering fuckers.
See,
like
there should've
right
been-
there. What
yeah,
the
they
fuck
didn't
is
use
that?
those
The
things.
thing right there, yeah, they have it on the wall.
And they had
And
dragon
multiple-
glass on it.
Yeah.
Like, there's dragon glass on that. So why didn't they just plaster the whole wall? Granted, I don't know if they have that technology. I guess if you can put it on the wall, period, you have the
I
technology.
feel like there's a scene that got cut
I think
that we
so.
didn't see.
Yeah, I think so.
Because there's a point where I thought they were going to say, do it now!
Because right there where they're
And
looking
then
over
strip
should
the
have had
wall off.
dragon
Yeah.
glass.
I don't think they had time.
Yeah.
But it would have made everybody feel a little better.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, so they were a little prepared
Yeah.
for a
Or
wall
underprepared.
climb.
Yeah, Sam.
Yeah, Sam should have been in the fucking crypts.
Well, he was trying to be. No, everybody was trying to get him there.
And, yeah,
And he was trying to be too brave.
Yeah.
trying to be a man of the Night's Watch. Which they don't need anymore. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's gone.
They're all freed, right?
Yeah.
And there isn't the dead is down there. So,
Hey, look
There's
about,
no need for
think
the
about all
wall.
that land they can take.
well, also there's no wall.
Well,
Well, part
there's
of it.
still a wall.
There's just a big hole in
They're
it.
just gonna open all the doors. Is what I would do now.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's probably nobody living up there.
No, but I figure in the wildlings might want to go back.
They
Yeah.
could now, if they
And
wanted
they
to.
can have a king
Now
beyond
that
the wall still.
White Walkers are extinct.
Yeah, they can still have a king beyond the wall.
So where do we think? So Sansa, what happens to Sansa by the end of the series?
I
Sansa
don't know.
wins?
I don't think she wins, but I think she's definitely a warden of the North.
Maybe they come to terms with two nations, the North and the South.
And that's another one of my theories. I think Jon doesn't want to be king.
No,
He doesn't want to be king,
but he will
he's-
do it.
He would, and
If-
he's rightfully the heir.
If I think he would be perfectly happy being king of the North in title, but still bending the knee to Daenerys. And I think the North would be happy with that title.
Maybe.
But Daenerys won't allow it.
You don't
Yes.
think so?
No, she's already said as much.
Yeah,
she
even-
can't. She can't. That's against what she's.
the
her
whole
whole
like
life.
Well, she's still gonna. John's still gonna be subservient to her.
Then how is he the king?
He's not. It's a title only.
Right. I just.
I don't know.
So it's basically
I don't think
changing the
that's the way it's
title
gonna
of
work.
Warden
Yeah.
of the North.
I think one of them dies.
I think Cersei's gonna kill a lot of them off.
Yeah.
She has to
because
now.
She has to now. Like I think there's a lot of people gonna die
I
before the
think
end.
Arya's done. I just don't see a
No,
use for Arya after the last war.
Well, Cersei is still on her list, even though I don't think she gets that honor.
I'm just
Well,
saying.
here's-
I think
here's the
she's
thing,
gonna
too,
she's
is-
gonna have a valiant death.
oh,
A
during
lot
the-
of-
during the
Oh.
battle.
A lot
she could actually
of
travel in the
Arya's names,
Yeah.
she's taken off her list as well.
Yeah.
She's grown to knowing some things some names aren't that important.
yeah,
And let's just remember that she is now a woman.
Fair play.
yes,
As
now-
we were reminded last episode.
yeah.
Well, no, she's
No, that is
now-
when she became a
She's
woman.
now a woman. Do you think that was a body double?
Do what?
I don't think so. I
No,
think
I
that
don't
was
so
think it
either.
was. Actually, from all the commentary, no, it wasn't like her commentary about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
It was not
From
a
all the
double.
research that Michael did.
The age.
Have you
spike.
seen how
Research.
many?
No, that was the.
Have you like gone?
How
out
old
and
is she?
looked
How
to
old
see
is
how
she?
many-
Can I watch the video? Can I watch the video?
Basically, and then how many people have just gone to watch that scene?
Yeah, it's pretty.
Is it
That's
bad?
pretty
Pretty
creepy.
creepy.
Yeah.
So
I sat there with my hand over my face.
I went. Is this really happening?
Yeah.
And then I went. Is that a body double? Nope.
So
And then look
in
down.
filming, in filming this one, they went on to say that they did 3 different genres. The first one was what? Suspense. The
Of the
second
battle?
one, no, of this whole episode.
Yeah.
So the episode
Do they
is
do a
in
comedy?
3 parts.
'Cause I
So
wanna see
no.
the comedy.
So the first half or the first third is
love
a
to see
suspense film. This part where Arya's
Oh,
doing her
horror.
like the,
Inside the Crypt is a horror film.
yeah, it's the horror film. In fact, in the making of the section where Arya goes through the library, they actually call it a quiet place.
Which is fair.
Fair.
'Cause the second.
And this is all the horror film, and then the second half, the final third is the action film.
The part where she's going from bookcase to bookcase and then goes around the corner and neck guts that zombie.
oh yeah.
Badass.
And I think that was just a reaction. I don't even know if she was like,
Yeah.
like just looking at the scene.
Well,
like, I know
at that
she
point-
didn't do it by reaction, but I think that was just a total like, oh god.
Yeah.
So that could have gone either way, and people would be like,
Yeah.
if
it
Arya
could've-
had died right there.
Yeah.
And the
people
fact
would-
that
the
she's
internet
an
would've lost their
extremely
shit.
silent. Like if you notice where the blood dropping, that just tells you how silent of an assassin she is. We're little.
Yeah.
They
So
hear it.
How
It's all that
silently
chasing
she's
of cats.
yeah, Leslie has not watched Game of Thrones up until now. She's caught an episode here and there, and I've filled her in with what's going on and stuff like that. But she decided she wanted to watch this season, so she's sitting down and watching it. And I had to explain to her when Arya has her big moment at the end of the show.
Yeah.
She's like, "Really?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, like hands down, she is that assassin. She is that badass. That yes, exactly. She would be able to just materialize in the midair, in the middle of all of the White Walkers,
So-
and not even think anything of
So
it.
when they're
Well,
doing the staring
this
thing,
scene-
it looks if you look at some of the trees, they move behind
Yeah.
him in the background.
So, but
I
see,
couldn't
this
see that;
scene-
it was too dark.
what people say.
This scene
I
was
haven't been paying
it's
attention.
almost kind of contradicts that though if you think about it, because she's having to move silently through this area, but I guess it's because she doesn't have her confidence back just yet for this scene.
Yeah, no, she's
So that
she's
kinda
scared
makes-
as shit.
Yeah, she's
right now.
rocked.
Yeah, that kind of makes it a little bit more sense now that I'm talking through it.
Yeah, because it takes Melisandre to tell her again.
Oh yeah,
You are the person. Remember?
yeah. Remember what I said earlier about blue eyes? Wink, wink, blue eyes.
I can't make this anymore.
Do you know anybody around here with blue eyes?
Okay, this girl is the worst guardian of the crypts ever.
Is this the one that
What the
showed
fu-
up
yeah,
with
that was
the one-
like stuff on her face?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The burn mark.
Yeah.
She's the worst guard of the crypts ever.
So did she die?
I'm like 90% sure she does.
I'm.
Do we get like an off-screen
I don't know.
death for her?
No, I think she gets.
Because the way that the last episode where she's talking to the Onion Knight, you would have expected like more in this episode of her.
Nope, that was it.
Yeah.
So I think if she did die, it was in.
I'm a little
inconsequential.
disappointed in Sansa for not trying to, raise people's hopes like she did back in the siege of.
Yeah, I think
Red
everybody.
Keep.
I think everybody is kind of like we're all
But-
fucked.
Yeah.
Tyrion, I
she
think, was
knows.
the only one
She
who's like,
knows
we're gonna
better.
survive.
She knows better now.
She's too busy concentrating on her Jean Grey character.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's already shot, isn't it?
I don't know.
It should be. We've
Yeah.
got trailer.
Well, this was shot 2 years ago
basically.
Well, yeah.
because they filmed it all, didn't they? They filmed it all with season 7 and 8 together, I think.
Poor. What
don't
is
think
his
so.
name? Derek Bondarian.
Why didn't
Derek,
we
what
get
is
it
his name?
earlier?
Because they
CG?
wanted
Barrett.
they wanted to spread it out so that they could have a replacement show. So they skipped a year. Because Westworld was filmed a whole long time ago as well, and they didn't think they were going to get another season of it out fast enough.
Oh wow.
So that's my speculation anyway.
I think Barrett could have survived because the Red Woman could have revived him. I'm just saying.
She
She could've done
she
the-
said
she
she
could've
did
for-
say, but she didn't have that power. I don't think she could anymore. She did use the trick once, and
Oh, okay.
it was
Was he your favorite character?
lucky.
No.
Oh.
I mean, I liked him, but
Who was
I'm
your
a-
favorite character?
Honestly, at this point in the season, I don't really have a favorite. Like, I like
Grey
Peter
Worm.
Dinklage,
Grey Worm's my
so he's pretty
Grey
awesome.
Worm's my jam right now.
Grey Worm, huh?
Yeah,
See,
he's
there's a lot of
fucking-
people that are not on the list,
honorable.
like Grey Worm.
Fuck
Yeah.
you. Grey
Yeah.
Worm's shit.
He's a turd.
No.
I mean, the Red Lady, meh. Varys is pretty cool, but I think he outlived his usefulness.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Like in season 7?
He's totally useless right now.
I can't see what
It's-
they can even use. Well,
it's
he knows King's
after-
Landing really well.
After the
Maybe.
last war.
He knows King's Landing really,
Yeah.
really well.
So,
I'm surprised
yeah.
that you're surprised of like me being a fan of Grey Worm.
Oh, he's the
He's
Marine.
He's like honorable and awkward and,
Yeah,
and yeah,
he's the Marine.
yeah,
Yeah.
he's the best.
Somebody was
He's-
talking about
he's
in the
poop.
books with
Meh.
the whole where Narth.
And he's got Missandei.
See, Carhartt
proud of
isn't
him.
even, she's not even in this
He's a
lineup.
wiener, and he's got
She's already
Missandei.
dead.
She's not. They haven't even started fighting
We're
yet.
talking about the who? The
Carhartt.
Karstark woman.
Yeah, the Karstark.
Karstark woman.
Like she's not even there now.
Yes, I'm telling
Can
you.
we talk about their
ran-
lines of fire?
What lines of fire?
Like they should not have
They
survived that
should
right
have been
there.
dead right there. There was
That
way
was
too
it.
many.
Yeah.
Like them just kind of charging that way. Nope. Arrows. Nope. You ain't. It ain't happening. But no, they were talking about. Somebody was talking about in the books of Narth because you know how. Oh God, what's her name?
Missandei.
Yeah, she's from Narth.
Yeah.
And it's like, I want to go back. And he's like, hey, I'll go with you. And, oh, I'll just bring all the Unsullied with us and they can survive. But in the books, they were talking about how Narth is such a peaceful nation. And there's butterflies with a disease that pretty much kills all the invaders because it's like a touch disease. That's why they
no.
stay a peaceful nation.
Yeah.
And all the invaders pretty much die off. I'm
So
like,
he's gonna die.
I was like, you're just killing all the Unsullied. Granted, they haven't said it in the TV series, so it's
Right.
probably not
Yeah,
a thing.
but I mean,
but that was
I'm
pretty
pretty
fun.
sure Missandei will tell it. Well, she doesn't know either. She was a child when she was taken. so
Yeah.
she's
Probably.
not-
I doubt they would do that. That'd be kind of shitty.
Yeah, well, how did they get her if we
Well,
can't
it-
invade? The raid?
I mean, some people, like, as long as you don't have a butterfly land on you, you're kind of okay. But if you stay there long enough, everybody who's not a person
Local.
there would die.
Yeah.
I love
So,
how he,
why do you
how
think
he
he
just
didn't
stands
burn?
there and takes it.
That's a really good question. I
Do you
don't
think
know
he's
why
Targaryen?
he didn't burn.
No.
Do you think he's an actual female Targaryen? Because it seems like
No.
only the female Targaryens don't burn.
Why do you say that?
Because John's scared as shit he's going to get burnt.
And Jon did burn
Yeah.
in the first season. When he took the fire to
Oh,
throw
yeah,
it on there,
that's-
he's like,
that's-
ah!
I
And her brother
I think her
kind of
not
burned.
burning was more of a situational thing.
Elaborate.
I just mean, like, it was the whole funeral pyre. There was magic going on.
She's done it like 3 times.
She did. She did it also in the first season when
No,
they
it's
during
only
the
twice.
bath too.
Oh, so
Well,
it
that was
like-
hot water.
It was like scalding. And
But she also did it at the
And
pyre.
well, she did
for
it the
Dothraki,
hot water. The hot
when she
water.
burned down the whole citadel.
Yeah.
They're-
But
whatever.
there's only really been 2 fires. The one was hot water, and one was the
Nope, there was 3 then.
when she put the
His weapon
eggs on
also
the fire.
didn't melt. I want you to
And
know
then
that.
there was the one where it was like the Dothraki meeting ground, and she
Also-
killed all the
Yeah,
leaders.
that's one
How
of the
did
2
they
fires.
make the kill shot from however freaking far away he was the first time, and then just miss this one?
Because they actually knew it was coming and diverged.
I just don't understand.
Just
why,
like his
does he-
namesake Viserion the dragon was just as dumb as Viserys.
Sure.
I just don't like. Does he? He barely pulls his sword out of the sheath
When?
at
Here?
the end,
Oh, yeah.
right? He doesn't even use it.
He's
Yeah.
walking like an arrogant fuck too.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. I love it. He's
This
like,
is the-
you fucker.
Out loud many times I kept going, John, don't be stupid. John, don't be stupid.
Yeah, it's
Stop
like,
being stupid,
You're a
John.
moron, John. Start sneaking.
Even that, like, he shouldn't have stopped right there. He should have kept running.
and then just
if that was the case.
oh yeah, John's the dumbest. He is so lucky.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he should have died like 3
In
times.
fact, if John
Other
hadn't
than
been
the
there,
time he
would he
died.
have raised the dead, or would he kept just walking through?
I don't know.
he
kept walking.
he just kept walking. And so yeah, raising the dead's
So-
entirely John's fault.
And John should have died right there because he was surrounded.
John should also died in the Battle of the Bastards.
Oh,
Sansa
Oh,
saved
yeah.
his life there. Both his sisters have saved his life.
His aunt, his sister. Where did the Arya save his life?
At the end of this episode.
Oh, because he was about to go head on with a dragon.
that was just sad. All
Also
the people that had died that
Yeah.
suddenly became white.
Do what?
Yeah, that they had to get died again.
Where did it show? What was that one? That was all the commanders coming in.
Yeah, that did absolutely nothing in this fight. Except look cool.
So were
They're
all
just-
those commanders, are
they're-
all of those Craster's sons?
Basically, I think so.
Yeah, I think that's accurate.
I mean, there's more people that live in the north, so other people could have
I think
had.
the baby died too.
Which baby?
The one from like season 2 or 3.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
If
He
it was
did.
turned into a,
He did.
And where is he warging into right now? Like
The
the king is
fucking
already
crows, man.
but he's in the crows, just flying around having a joyride.
Just
before he
literally
dies.
flying around.
Recording history.
here. So he was surrounded, and now he's not surrounded. And then Daenerys came in with fire. Like I think he should have. Like even the zombies,
I really thought he was dead here.
even the undead
The dragon,
were just kind
not
of
Jon. I don't
walking
give a shit about
towards
Jon.
him.
I did too.
I don't give a shit about
I
Jon.
thought both dragons were going to get it this based on how they showed them.
Yeah.
Also, why the hell Dany would land her dragon in the middle
Right.
of a army?
Nope, nope,
Unless
nope.
She was
Dude,
gonna
she was
try
dumb.
to pick him up.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know.
But Danny hasn't really shown lots of smarts ever.
Yeah, they should have.
Yeah.
So
Everybody
thinking about
here.
the her burning and not burning and Jon burning thing,
Yeah.
she is full Targaryen, and Jon is half Targaryen.
Okay, so what about her brother with the molten?
That was that wasn't burning to death. That was.
But it was really hot.
I don't think that's what killed him.
It's probably the compression of the gold hardening again.
Or suffocation, even.
Yeah.
I mean, well, that would have been that slow, or it would have taken longer.
I don't know, I'd have to rewatch that episode to see kind of how it played
Yeah.
out there.
Because
yeah,
there's
probably
going to be
she-
some hand waving here, right?
maybe. I don't know. But so yeah, that
I mean, that gate stopped him real well.
yeah. so
I
well.
just don't understand why Brand was warging into a bunch of crows. Like, of all the things you could have picked to warg into,
So
I mean, Ghost is still out there.
a ghost,
So, yeah,
a
no.
giant, an ice walker, a white walker. I mean,
some people, I saw some things that were like, maybe the Night King's not really dead. Maybe there's he's gonna come back. That's gonna be a
Or it could
twist.
be
What's gonna
resurrected,
be
'cause
the?
apparently, I mean, the Long Nights happened before, and
who was that?
they were defeated. Were they defeated? Defeated? Defeated?
Defeated.
Or just pushed back?
yeah.
Meaning what?
Well, I think right now the fact that he's a bunch of ice cubes is he's defeated.
Yeah.
It just
I'm-
I'm
also-
sorry. It's just too easy. Like it's too easy. I mean, don't get me wrong. Much of
Easy.
the episode I was going, there's no way out of this. There is, honest to God, no way out of this. This is like the crazy zombies from World War Z,
Yep.
and everybody's going to die. It's maybe a couple of people that somehow survived because they hid, and I have no idea how this is going to go.
Yeah,
and
how
then
many-
it was like, here's the Deus Ex Machina of Arya flying out in the middle of nowhere. I mean, when they went to the Godswood, I was like, Arya's got to be in the tree. She has to be in the tree. And then she was.
But she wasn't though.
Yeah, she
if
was.
you think about it,
She was.
A
she
tree.
wasn't though.
She was in a tree.
Okay, let's go to that scene then. Because this
I mean,
is just
we're
a lot of
almost
people.
there.
that should be dead.
Jorah's death was sad, but not nearly
But-
as moving as I was expecting. it
Yeah,
to be.
I totally. He was definitely on my death.
She
list.
was behind. Okay, Arya is behind
Them.
everybody. Mm-hmm. Like, because you see the white.
And I was
the-
mad at her for yelling. I was like, "Shush, shush, lady."
I really thought she was gonna die.
I thought
When,
so
when
too.
he caught her by the neck,
No.
I thought she was done. I mean, I figured she was gonna get him, but I
But
thought
it'd
she
be
was also
they'd
gonna
both
get
go.
him.
Yeah, and that was her purpose.
Don't
Yeah,
be
that would have
don't
made
be
sense.
Because they're really, again, aside from her getting vindication with Cersei.
I mean,
there's
Yeah.
really not like character arc wise.
No.
like, this was it. This and
Yeah,
Cersei
no,
are
I
I
know.
don't
really-
even
And it
know
was a
this should have
really
been her
good-
arc. Like her killing him. Like
Who was it gonna be then? John?
there was so many.
too obvious.
It's too obvious,
Yeah,
and
they've
I
been-
liked
they've
the
been-
twist.
Yeah.
I liked it being her, but
I mean, there's like a couple trees around.
They don't like the sirens.
I don't know. They haven't really been around sirens.
here, hold.
He should. I don't understand why he charged into
loading.
battle. I think I.
Who's he?
Theon.
Theon.
For the viewers.
Theon should have charged into battle. Like,
You mean why he's charging the Night King?
yeah, he
What
should.
else,
Why
what
didn't
else are you gonna do?
take a stance and wait for him to come to you?
No, because then the Night King would send more whites.
Maybe.
Oh my god!
He knew he was dead.
Yeah.
Like there was no
Hey!
there was
There's
no
no way out
getting
of it.
out of it.
Yeah.
Stop eating my leg.
Like he knows right there.
Yep. When Bran's like, "Thank you for your service,"
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
done.
I came back just long enough to say, thanks, bitch, go away.
Yeah.
Go die.
I bequeath to you a spear in the heart.
Go die for me. So I love
I think that was a good arc for him.
back
Yeah, it
in
was.
back
Oh,
in
yeah.
season 1 when Rob was ready to go off and fight in a war just for the slightest problem, or for Bran getting thrown off, and Theon's like, "I'll stand with you," and Master Lune's like, "What are you gonna do? Fight in the Godswood?" There we are, fighting. One of them made it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert: Rob dies.
Wow, wow, wow.
And just die, man. He gets a direwolf head or direwolf head.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
And there was like no.
Where's he at? Where was his fucking body in the fucking
I
crypt?
don't think he's there, is he?
should be.
He should be, but
And I don't think
he is.
that's why I don't think Ned's in there either.
Oh,
Because I
no, he
guarantee
wouldn't
you
be.
No,
they
they
didn't send.
they bring Ned's body.
They
back.
sent Ned's body
But
back.
as for the rest of it, they
send-
wouldn't have
Did they
because.
send his head back?
No, his head was on a,
Yeah, on a pike.
I know.
Pike,
Joffrey kept the head.
along with.
But I don't
Bush.
think Rob's body's there either because at that point, I don't think the Starks really had Winterfell.
Well, they didn't have Winterfell, and they also didn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
Bolton's had
he
Winterfell.
lost his
Okay.
body. I mean, he lost that war. There was no recovering his body. I wouldn't think.
No, they probably
okay.
threw it in the river just like they
So
did Catelyn
the
Starks.
the ice dragon, warged white dragon, whatever you want to call it, with the blue flames. So I didn't realize this. Honestly, I think I have more fun watching like the making of kind of videos just to know the magic behind, like how they actually do the magic. And so all the flames are actually real flames.
And then
they
put
just
the-
post into blue. So they took basically like built a scale model in bronze, basically, or iron or steel, whatever, of the dragon.
She
along
just turned
with
him.
the-
Sorry.
She just
So
turned
we're
him to get
We're
stabbed.
watching Jorah and Danny fighting, and she just used his body as a shield.
Didn't catch that
You
the
know,
first
She
time.
turned around, and
Holy
she grabs him and throws him
shit.
into the sword. Watch.
I did not see that the first time.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah, go
You
back a
can't
little bit.
really go any slower.
Wow, what a cutthroat
This
bitch.
is, she's like, you know what? You're dying anyway.
Here we
Just,
go.
just
Here it goes.
hold on.
No, he did.
No, look. See, she
No,
just
she
pulled him around.
No, he
definitely pulled his shoulder.
He did it.
Or did he? Whichever one. He was a human shield, and that was okay. But
Like,
anyway,
he
back
pushed
to
her
the
off.
blue dragon.
Yeah.
So they basically made a model of the dragon with like all
Like,
the
she's
holes
not
and
even
everything,
holding him, and he did it.
and spit out the fire so they know how the fire would have leaked out of the dragon. Which is actually really kind of cool. And
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
is cool.
you know, they just have way too much money to spend on these episodes.
What's practical? It's probably a lot cheaper.
They've finally
is.
gotten to the point where the armor is up to par with
Yeah.
the books. To me, like if you look at Jorah's armor, it's actually like intricate and
Yeah, oh yeah.
and they've got individual like armor types and all that kind of stuff. It's nice to see they finally got there.
Yeah.
It only took 8 seasons.
Yeah.
Oh, that and the
I just think he was dispatched too fast.
yeah, it's
Jorah?
too easy.
No,
Night
Night
King.
King.
Yeah, no,
So
everybody
easy.
in this episode, with the exception of Leanna Mormont, died way too slow.
Yeah.
Like he just it was just dispatched too soon, like too fast. It was like we've got all this build up for this phenomenal cosmic power,
Space.
Jeez.
and he was dispatched. Like, granted, tactfully, yes, very nice, but there was nothing.
Well, he
Maybe
never
he was
did
too cocky?
anything.
Oh,
Right?
Except like
really?
raise
He
the
didn't, and that's
dead
the problem.
twice.
Yeah.
That might be the problem or the point.
And
He's
did-
just
Well-
he's
throw
Emperor
the
Palpatine.
the
Oh no! What was the
Yeah, but
thing?
he's
One of the
very
things that
powerful.
we were.
That's not dead.
Okay, so
we go.
Hard Home
Here we go.
and Battle
Okay,
of
Pay
the
so-
Bastards.
attention.
yes.
Pay attention.
All right,
Here we go.
why is he taking so fucking long?
Okay, so that we're watching
it's
the
in
stare
slow-mo.
down.
So there's
right?
no
So we
trees.
started-
This is a
I'm
stare
sorry
down.
about
when
that.
everybody said okay,
Yeah, there's no trees above
No
them.
trees.
started the
that's
stare
wrong.
down.
That's
Let's
wrong.
time this. It's like 20
Let's
seconds.
see where
already.
let's see where she jumps.
They haven't said anything. They're just looking.
Yep.
She
Looking
doesn't
at
jump
Bran.
from a
Oh,
tree.
no.
Well,
He
they love
looked-
each other.
he
They're in
looked
like a
down.
relationship.
The Night King.
Dude, Bran looked
They're-
down.
At
Those two
him.
are in a,
No,
in
I
a
think he looked
relationship.
like
He
past
was
his shoulder.
checking out his package.
Yeah,
Oh,
those
wow.
two are in love.
So
Like,
yeah,
they're
and the
still
stare down
staring
is-
at each other right
yes.
now. They're
There's the
still
leaky
staring.
dragon.
We're looking at the ice dragon
Man,
and
oh,
John
here we
screaming
go.
at him, which is fantastic if you think about it just from the point of that scene.
So she has rushed.
He
There's
heard
the
it.
wind.
He heard it.
She rushed through them to him,
Yeah.
Maybe.
which means there is no maybe. The guy like looked back.
Right.
That was badass.
He was like,
though.
"Oh,
I have
shit,"
to
right
admit.
there.
And they
Like
set
he
that up
he
before.
catches her, and then she drops the thing and smashes him with the other hand, and that I gotta say that was kind of badass.
Now,
People are saying that it was the same spot that he got the dragon glass in his chest. No, it's not. He
That
was
was, like,
stabbed literally in the lung.
Yeah, and I'm curious to know, would Dragonglass have killed him since it's already in there?
but it's
Well, this is
Valyrian
Valyrian
steel,
steel.
Right.
Not
So I'm real
dragon
happy
glass.
that he used Valyrian steel,
well,
which
we've
is
seen,
the same
we've seen
knife that
Dragon
started
Glass
everything.
Kill a White Walker.
But
Yeah,
not
but would it have
the-
killed him?
Yeah,
The
like
Night
the
King.
king.
And then they
Since
all
he was
fall
made with
down,
dragon
kind
glass,
of like ants when they get sprayed with.
Yeah, I love how it's
insecticide.
not instantaneous and it all goes backwards.
So does it's
It's like- it's like a-
radiating out.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you
Mushroom
think
cloud of
John thinks that
death.
he screamed the ice dragon to death?
Probably.
No. Even if he did for a second, he'd be like,
He's like, it worked.
I am a true Targaryen.
What's he
Oh.
expecting?
So yeah, Jorah.
Jorah's still alive.
Well,
for the audience.
You got to think though, for him, I guess from Daenerys' point of view, that it was like, oh, we're fire immune or something. Maybe he's like, I'm gonna test it and make sure I'm a true Targaryen. I'm gonna, I don't know, fuck if I
could
know.
only
I think
end
he
up-
Either that or
knows
he
the
just
answer
didn't
to
give
that
a shit
question.
at this point because he had to get to his brother.
Yeah.
I
don't
love
think
everybody's
he's
just sort of like,
fireproof.
what the fuck
He's
just
not.
happened?
how many? So we're going off of here. How many people are still alive? Are we gonna
Everybody except
watch
for,
the
like,
trailer?
5.
Are we gonna watch the trailer?
No,
I think we should,
Michael will have to wander away.
we're not gonna watch.
Why do we need to watch the trailer?
because I want you to see how many people are still
He's-
left
Oh,
in the next
big
trailer.
Yeah. There's a whole bunch of people that were hiding in the
Oh, there's
crypts that
that.
you don't see.
Just kidding.
We're just watching Bran and Arya
the
standing
aftermath.
there.
Arya, you have now served your purpose. You can.
I would have
die.
been. I would have been like, I'd have laughed if he just kind of like looked away. Brandon's like, all right, we're done now.
Yeah.
It's weird to watch him every show now because he has such a creepy stare, but now I know why.
Yeah, because he can't see.
Yeah.
Because he just takes his glasses off, so everybody's just fuzzy. So he
Oh.
can't
Yeah, he
really
can't see anything.
focus because
Yeah.
everything's just fuzzy. As a nearsighted person, I totally understand.
I saw that interview too.
And
Yeah.
and I think it's hysterical because every time he looks creepy, I'm like, he just can't see.
John
does-
also wears glasses.
He doesn't know what it.
Can they not put contacts in these kids?
He
He just takes them off. I mean, well,
See, look, there's a
I
dragon
grew
right
up.
there.
I grew up
Well,
with
that's,
glasses
Drogon.
and then didn't get.
Drogon.
I didn't get contacts until I was in college,
Yeah.
and I had done theater and dance for years and years and years. And then the first time I ever did a show with contacts, I hated.
I bet you
it.
money they put contacts in that kid's eye, and it was less creepy, and they said take them out.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like they survived that meeting room.
So
I guess that door
found.
held.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why does the red
Even though
lady have
Arya
to
got
walk
out.
out and drop her
Okay.
trousers?
and
one
how
more
does she
time?
die that quickly?
Old age.
No.
No,
Bullshit.
no,
She's
no, no,
letting
no.
herself go.
Does she
Maybe.
just decide
She's
she's
taking
done?
this off and letting
She
herself
took it off
go.
in the other one and went
Because
to
she
bed.
took it off and took a nap.
Yeah. I'm saying she takes it off, she sets it down, and she decides to let
Also,
herself go.
and her purpose
Maybe.
is done.
Yeah.
She served her purpose.
How is she living? Is the better
Through
question.
magic.
Not true, because she's what 900 years old.
Yeah.
She's
So
Methuselah.
she is defying something with some power, whether it be the red god or whether it just be sheer persistence and obstinance, and whichever one of those has decided it's over. And
Yeah,
Well,
here's
and
the
that's
question.
kind of the
When
thing.
when
It
took off
seems
the
like
necklace
she
the first
makes
time,
the
did the light
decision.
go out? Because see, right there, light went out.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Her.
The reality stone said, "Fuck off."
I honestly thought it. I mean, as much as it's interesting to watch her do this, I still thought it would have been like Davos actually kills her.
yeah.
Like
Yeah.
he would have kept to his word and said no.
Yeah.
Instead of
He
just
was- he
flying
wanted
Why
to.
did she dust?
poof.
Old age.
I guess
She was already crusty,
some Indiana Jones dusty.
Mm-hmm.
and that was the end of the episode.
That was the end of the episode.
We didn't need to see that.
We should do more of these. By
We
the way.
got to figure the format out a little bit.
Oh yeah, but
You know, we can
I'm a
always do
huge-
this.
it's
We
like
can
a-
just watch it on HBO Go as soon as it's over, and then we just
You
do
can
it.
watch it,
Watch
on
it
HBO
again.
now while it's going on.
no, I don't want to do
No,
it
no, no,
live.
not
I
while
don't
it's
wanna do it
playing, 'cause I
live,
wanna
'cause
actually,
I actually
like,
need to pay attention.
Pay attention. Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to watch the show.
Yeah, we'll watch
But
it. And
as
then
soon as
come
it's
bring
over,
it.
I can start again.
Yeah. Oh, that's a late night.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, just gonna say that we had things to do on Sunday night, and we didn't have people leave our house until 10:30, and we sat down to watch this episode at 11 p.m.
So, are y'all ever going to come over to my house for the watch
Oh,
party?
I'm
tell them
not,
what
no.
about next Sunday.
Okay, so we have.
She said, you're never going to do this again on a Sunday. Go ahead.
Hey,
Continue.
while she's telling the
So-
story, look up and see how long next week's episode is.
So we have
It's
tickets
much
to a
longer.
concert.
Yeah.
It's longer.
I
longer than this
honestly
one.
thought about not getting the tickets because it was the concert starts at 8 p.m. But I really, 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 really wanted to go
I'll
see
never be
this.
there.
It's
Maybe.
Postmodern Jukebox. They're at the BBC.
So we're going to go to a concert.
I'm
Yes.
uninviting Jessica. Michael,
Oh,
you're
no,
allowed to come.
Hey,
to
no.
Game of
watch party for the
Thrones.
last two
yeah,
episodes.
it ruins
Jessica's not.
people.
It's also our
Okay,
anniversary.
it's because it's our
People go to
anniversary.
see
So
concerts
that's
and then do
that's
some
really
other
the
stuff.
reason of it.
But
And
don't come
believe
to the
me,
party. Game of Thrones.
we're going to
yeah.
come home and we're going to watch Game of Thrones after
Nah.
the concert.
Nah.
No.
So
I'm
it's
going to
always
spoil it for you.
hey,
I'm not going to answer
Look.
my phone.
look. I'll do it. Look, just blame me. I'm the king of spoilers.
Ghost is alive.
We know
Yeah.
you came with us to see Endgame.
Yeah. Look up and see how long the last episode is. I'll come to the last one.
No, it should be the same. Same as
Are you
the last two are the same.
Maybe.
So
I
are
don't
these
know.
all going to be like an hour and a half long?
They're
Or-
supposed to be.
They're
That's
all
why I'm
like-
trying to
yeah.
get him to look it up, but he's not doing it.
No.
It's,
He's got a computer and a
they are all
phone.
an hour and a half long from
How
me.
Yeah,
long is the
they're-
last two episodes of Game of Thrones?
It's 3. There's 3 episodes left.
It doesn't matter.
He just wants to know about the last two, not the next one.
All right, because next week doesn't matter apparently.
Evidently.
It doesn't.
I'm
It's
so
going to be more
sorry.
exposition.
Yeah, because now we're setting up
Maybe,
an
it's
actual
just,
fight.
maybe it's just them all walking down the King's Road.
You want to know why I'm mad and I'm not going to watch it? Because there's no elephants.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
There's no
That is
Okay.
that is a little bit disappointing.
This one was what, 80?
84.
No. Okay,
84.
they're actually shorter
What?
than this one.
How?
Episode 4 is
Why?
78, Episode 5 is 79, Episode 6 is 79. This
It's
one
not
was
much
82.
better. It's not much better.
But this was the longer one.
Yeah.
I thought it went uphill. I
I
didn't
did
know
too.
it crested.
I think they changed the numbers.
9.
But
Yet.
It's 8 to
See-
like 9:30.
I'm almost
I could probably
thinking...
do that.
I'm almost thinking that
Also, it
Bran is
depends on if I
going
get a
to
new
take
job.
over, or some say, because they don't have the numbers now to do with Cersei.
They.
Either that or they're
no,
going to do
they don't.
espionage.
Trailer.
Yeah, go watch the trailer. Apparently, they reanimated the dead. As well.
Yeah,
So
man.
there you go.
There's a fucking platoon of Unsullied still alive.
Apparently,
Apparently.
How?
which yeah,
I
how?
don't know.
In the books, Winterfell, you could probably do it.
Mm-hmm.
In the show, Winterfell, there's no room for all that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In the book, Winterfell, it's like a whole metropolis to itself, apparently.
Well, it's a castle.
It's a castle.
But I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah, that was the spoiler cast for two things. So this is going to be our longest episode.
Oh man,
far.
have you guys
Good,
heard
'cause I'm
about
hungry.
the scientists trying to reanimate, or not reanimate, clone a 43,000-year-old horse
Why?
to redo mammoths?
But why?
Interesting.
Did nobody
I've been
ever watch
sit-
Jurassic
I
Park?
know, right? I've been sitting on this for like 3 weeks.
Tune in next episode.
For
Yeah,
Equine.
we will discuss
Equine
this.
Park.
All right. Thanks for joining in, and hope you enjoyed.
Spay and neuter your pets.
Yeah.